This is the plaintiff, Ryan Roberts. He says he rented an apartment from the defendant, and when he moved out, she told him everything was shipshape and fine and dandy. 30 days later, when he called and inquired about his security deposit, she told him he wasn't getting anything back. Huh? She can't do that. That's why he's suing her here and now for double his security and a total of $1,500. This is the defendant, Judith. She says the plaintiff was a good tenant for the most part, despite having a few very big parties and lighting a bonfire so big the town called her about it. That being said, he didn't give her 30 days notice when he moved out. He did indeed cause some damages to the dwelling, and she has every right as a landlord to use his security deposit to pay for said damages. And if anyone's still owed money, it's her. She's accused of keeping the cash without reason. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,013.96 for additional damages.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says his landlord double-crossed him on security, but she says he caused damage and, oh, that bonfire. It's the case of, where's the fire?
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Ryan Roberts, you are suing Judith. You've asked to be referred to only by the name Judith and not the business name or your last name, correct?
Yes, please.
Okay. For $1,500, double your security deposit because, according to you, she is wrongfully withholding your security deposit. You are counterclaiming against him $3,013.96 in damages that you say you incurred when your tenant left. Let me hear from you first, Mr. Roberts.
Yes, Your Honor. I moved in a few years ago. Everything was fine when I lived there. And when I moved out, landlord refused to return my security deposit for reasons which are completely fabricated.
Okay, what did she tell you?
Some of the items she listed were trash removal, which is free in the town of Ellington. You just need to move it to the side of the curb. And
Right, but did you move it to put it on the side of the curb, or did you leave that for them to do?
the only things I moved on that property were at the direction of her husband, who frequently acted as property maintenance and management for the area.
Is your husband here?
No.
It's the end of the tenancy, and what does the husband tell you, according to you?
We moved a couple of things around, some of the couches.
Who's we?
Me and some of my friends. At sometimes, Stan, her husband, would help move things, depending on where he wanted them. It would have actually been easier for me to just move it to the curb. The curb is
What's
closer.
it? What are we talking about? And like, you're withholding his security deposit for what items that you say are missing? Let's talk about that first.
Okay, the missing items are a green leather recliner love seat, 4 kitchen chairs.
4 kitchen chairs. Where are those? Because the place was furnished?
It was partially furnished, Your
Okay.
Honor.
So where are those items?
The chairs are most likely in the barn or otherwise disposed of by Stan. When I moved in, the green leather recliner was unhygienic. It was torn apart. I replaced it with a new couch. I asked him what he wanted me to do with his old furniture. He said, put it out in the barn. It's fine there.
Was it in the barn?
No,
He has a security deposit with you of how much?
$750.
Okay, why won't you return the man's security deposit?
Well, the couch is missing, the 4 chairs are missing. The shower surround in the bathroom was broken.
Do you have a picture of that?
Yes, I do.
What happened to the shower?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. The house is ancient, and I believe what happened, because it's located in the bathroom, the wood of the floors and walls was distorted by the heat and moisture. I was away at the time. I came back and I found it fractured
When did that happen?
years ago. It was
Did
never,
you ever alert them that the thing was broken?
They've been well aware of it for years.
According to you, were you ever notified that the shower had been broken?
I didn't know about it, no.
Did your husband know about it?
I don't know.
Like, isn't this something that everybody wants to fix? Like, why would anybody... Were you living here?
This is a
Periodically, Your Honor. I've been away for quite a
And there's
period of
a
time sometimes.
replacement.
Are you in the military?
I am, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for your service. So you would leave for how long at a shot?
Close to a year sometimes.
Wait, what is this?
That's if it's the side of the wall from the shower that was broken. My husband had already taken it out of the bathroom when I was able to take the
it's
picture.
outdoors, because I found that unusual. All right, so he had moved it.
It's the shower frame and the broken glass.
Was the glass frosted?
No.
How did that happen? That happened by somebody running into it, right?
Something.
I don't know.
It was
how-
not
I
the
mean,
house,
the
Your Honor.
settling of an old house doesn't cause that. That's an injury to the thing. You don't
That
know
was-
how this happened. Were other people using the place while you were gone?
Not at the time, Your Honor.
Sure. How do you get the value of the missing love seat at $638.05?
I went online and went to a bunch of different furniture sites.
How old was the love seat in question?
It was about 5 years old.
Okay, and you went to websites to find out what a brand new one cost.
And I took the cheapest one I could find. And
right,
it was,
but
it
you're
was,
not entitled to brand new love seats. You would be, if in fact it's missing and you can't account for it, what you would be entitled to would be the depreciated value of an old used love seat. Now, the problem that we're having is, according to him, your husband's telling him, just put it in the barn. I take it you did not find the love seat in the barn. How big is the barn?
oh, it's large.
Very large.
But it's all cleaned out. The only
Did
things
he
in the
leave
barn
anything in the barn?
are the debris that he left behind.
What
and
did
the
he
rented-
leave behind?
He left lawn chairs, exercise equipment,
What kind of exercise equipment?
four mattresses and box springs. He left firewood, all kinds of things.
Why did you leave exercise equipment in the barn for somebody else to get rid of?
That was at the request of her grandson, who also lives on the property.
What's the name of the grandson?
Alex,
Is Alex using it?
No.
I had the place professionally cleaned before leaving. I
May I
paid
see
a
proof
lady
of that?
$140. She scrubbed the stove.
But they didn't throw out the beer cans?
I don't know what that is, Your Honor.
They're not yours?
There are a bunch of other tenants there that tend to leave things like that lying around. I took care of the place as best I could, but
According to you, he was throwing some wild parties there.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about the wild parties he was throwing.
I never attended one, obviously, but I heard.
Now,
rep-
see,
I heard
you see how you
reports.
could have solved this whole thing?
Okay, who's shadier, landlords or tenants? What do you say?
Landlords.
Why?
Because they're gonna
Because you're a
make money
tenant.
When you, how'd you know?
Who says tenants? Anybody? Seriously?
No.
Tenants can be. They can be.
Okay. Thank you for the voice.
I have a couple of friends who
are
are
just-
landlords and having real bad problems with the
I got you.
tenants.
Gotta go.
Okay.
Going inside the courtroom.
Did you send him a letter telling him why you were not returning the...
I did not, because he didn't supply me with an address.
Why didn't you just send it to the last forwarding address, the address for the unit you were doing, and then it
To
would have
be
been
honest with
forwarded?
you, it never occurred to me, Your Honor. I'm not really a landlord of.
Is your husband home?
I believe he's working today.
Can you try reaching your husband?
I can try.
Let's try it.
Stan? Yes? I'm in court. You're on speakerphone.
Why don't you hand that to me? Hello.
Good afternoon.
Here's what I'm asking. Did you ever give him permission to take any of the furniture that was furnishing the place and put it in the barn so that he could bring whatever he wanted to bring in?
No.
Okay. All right, we're good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so here's what we have, folks. We have a shower glass that is broken that, according to you, requires having to install an entire new shower replacement. Whether or not that is true, I don't know, but I'm going to award a certain amount for that. There are missing furniture of a furnished place that I don't see an adequate explanation of where it went, but it's not going to be the value you're asking for. So I've got to do a little rough justice there. As far as the weights are concerned, you know, I have a feeling, because that stuff has value, that maybe somebody else is using it. I don't know, but Stan is able to say no on the other stuff, but there's no grandson to be able to say I didn't say yes for that. And frankly, your grandson's probably using it. You should just leave it alone. Worse than that, though, is that you need to understand your responsibilities as a landlord. What happens is, in your state, every state has different laws governing landlord-tenant. In your state, when you do not send a letter to the last known address saying, I'm keeping your deposit and here's why, then what the state of Connecticut does is say, all right, double the security. But some states say, and tough, double the security, pay up, we're done. But your state says, but if there's legitimate damages, you can deduct them from the double. So there's a big consequence to you for not sending the letter in a timely fashion. All right, so we take the deposit, we double it. That means we are working off of $1,500. Based on the items that I've already gone over, I am assessing a value of $850 to the damages, and I am ordering you to return to the plaintiff $638. and $50, the remainder of the $1,500, $650 net judgment, verdict for the plaintiff. That's my judgment.
Okay, so the plaintiff is right here coming out of the courtroom. What's your comment on the outcome here?
Judith is a honorless, greedy liar, but I'm glad that justice was served.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
Sir.
Right around the corner. Okay.
Hi.
Did you hear him?
No.
Okay. Just as well. What's your feeling on the verdict here? Are you satisfied how this comes out finally?
I was hoping to get more damages, but I mean, I have to live with what she said.
Of course.
So you have to respect what her
All right.
position is as well.
And what type of a tenant would you say he was?
He paid his rent on time, but I really don't feel that gave him the right to take advantage of my generosity.
All right, what do you got, Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, judges are very strict about landlords following the letter of the law when it comes to returning security, and almost always that includes sending the tenant an itemized list of what was deducted.